Good afternoon and welcome to the CoachVille interview series. My name is Coach Megan and I am here today to talk to you about the Higher Ground Leadership Coach certification that we offer at CoachVille in association with the Secretan Center. And today I'm thrilled to welcome Karen Centeo. Karen is the principal of a coaching company called Verve, and she is a student, a successful practicum candidate and student, and is now a Higher Ground Leadership Coach certified. And we are thrilled to welcome you today, Karen, so that we can speak to you about this course. So welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Wonderful to talk to you today.
Oh, that's fabulous. I'm wondering if we could just start with what inspired you to take the Higher Ground Leadership Coach certification at CoachVille?
Okay, so actually I was one of the original participants in Lance's Higher Ground Pathfinder class, the original class that he had. And, you know, I really fell in love with Lance's work around the castle principles and inspiration. And when I found out he was doing a coach certification program, I had to be involved in it. Because when you think about what Lance does, his program is about inspiration of people, organizations, and communities, and the world. And I said, I have to be part of that, because what would the world be like if you can live in more inspired ways? And I know from my coaching practice, I had an opportunity to be involved in that. And that was my way of bringing that to the world. I felt inspired by Lance and what he did, and I said, I got to pass that on. I had to pay it forward.
Oh, I love that. I love it. You know what? You're inspiring in the way that you even reference it all. So thank you so much. That was fabulous. And I know that over the course of the 6 weeks, there's such rich material. But if you were to pick out one highlight from the class, what would that be?
I would probably say the most impactful component, and as you said, there are lots of different components that were very inspirational and part of my business, but the castle principles I thought were the most impactful, with that being the courage, authenticity, service, truthfulness, love, and effectiveness. Because those components, not only did it touch me personally, it touched me professionally. When I first had the opportunity to have Lance talk about what the castle principles meant, it was so foundational to me, it actually became part of my coaching practice. If you take a look at my website, castles all over it, because I think it's foundational and a wonderful way to live, and a wonderful way for me to now view the world through this wonderful inspiration lens. So it had personal application and professional application.
I love that. I love the inspirational lens. What a beautiful metaphor that is. That's fabulous. Now, at the end of the class, we invite all of the students to wanting to be certified to complete a practicum, which can be the project of their choice. So I was wondering if you could share what it is that you chose to do for your practicum.
Yes. See, I had the luck and wonderful opportunity to be involved with two other folks that were also going through the coaching certification program. So we got together and said, okay, what are we going to do with our practicum? How are we going to take what Lance taught us and bring it to the world? We got together and we decided we were going to create a workshop or a program called Bodacious Living. So what Lance has put together is inspirational leadership that definitely is applicable in the corporate sector for leaders. We said, how are we going to take that information and bring it to a personal level? So we created a workshop, and it's called Bodacious Living. So it's how to live inspired and how to live a life of joy by your terms. And we put a program together, and we're actually having our first workshop this month. So we took it and brought it to a personal level, and we love it.
I love that. What a fabulous name. The name is just juicy in and of itself. I love that. And, you know, you're really highlighting that the information that you learn in the course, the principles, especially the castle principles, you're right, they provide such a framework a foundation for you to build everything on top of, both personally and professionally. So, oh, well, you know what? Perhaps we'll talk after you've run your workshop, and I'd love to hear some more about that as well. So, moving forward, obviously you're doing this, you know, do you anticipate that the workshop is something that you will be offering on a regular basis?
Yes, that's our intent. Our intent is first to start with the workshop. And from a business perspective, we want to say, how can we grow this? So we want to have workshops, but also coaching programs for groups. We're even thinking about a Bodacious Living mastermind group and individual coaching packages. So what we learned in this program allowed us to expand our practices, and our practices are very different. If you take a look at our 3 coaching practices, none of them are the same, but we were able to get together and create this program that we could do collectively together, and also the impact on our personal businesses, our individual businesses, will grow as a result of what we've done with this work and this material. I think the opportunities are endless. We're having a brainstorming session next week to say, okay, what are we going to do with this? What's our next thing that we're going to do with Bodacious Living?
Well, I love that. And I think what I'd really like to sort of pull out of what you just said was the 3 of you each have a different approach to practice with your own coaching practices, and yet there is a universality to the higher ground leadership that makes it something that you can all sink your teeth into, and that you can bring a different look to it, and together you're creating this really rich experience for the people that are going to have the privilege of working with you. I think that's fabulous.
Absolutely. We believe the same. Absolutely.
And so I would love to know, who is it that you would recommend the course to? If they're, you know, reflecting on your experience and where you're moving forward with the material, to whom would you recommend the Higher Ground Leadership Coach Certification Program?
All right. I think anybody could benefit from this program, whether you're a new coach or whether you've been a coach for years, whether you're an executive coach. I think what you learn in the Higher Ground Leadership Program is applicable to any coaching practice. What it's done for me is clarify my personal manifesto. And you know, as coaches, we have a tendency to always wonder, what are we doing as far as what our niche may be, and who are we? And this lays the groundwork for that. When you think of, like I said, the CASTLE principles: courage, authenticity, service, truthfulness, love, and effectiveness, who could not use that? What practice could not benefit from this program? I just would say everybody.
That's fabulous. I think I don't think we could ask for a better testimonial than that. So thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I've been speaking with Karen Centeo, who's the principal of Verve, and together with 2 other coaches, they're producing this Bodacious workshop series. I can't wait to hear more about that. And if you're interested in learning more about the CoachVille class, you can log on to CoachVille.com, and under the classes in the signature series, you'll be able to find the Higher Ground Leadership Coach Certification. And I seem to have lost my picture, but that's okay. Karen, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and we wish you well moving forward with this material and with your practice.
It was my pleasure. Have a bodacious day.
Oh, wonderful. That was a great ending. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.